I'm Lisa Miola. Welcome back to Just Yoga. So, if you've been following along, you know that today we're going to talk about the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. And the color associated with the throat chakra is blue, more specifically, light blue. The throat chakra is all about speaking your mind and minding exactly what you speak. So say what you mean and mean what you say. So without further ado, we're going to express our throat chakra in our yoga practice today, focusing on the neck and the throat and keeping that healthy and mobile. So in every pose we do, be mindful of the neck and the head. All right, so we're going to start in our tabletop position. And if you need a pad on your knees or a pillow, go right ahead. Oh, and before I forget, if anybody needs to take a break for water or just to catch your breath, go to the bathroom, pause the video, and do what you got to do. Awesome. Okay, so we're on our hands and knees in tabletop position. Toes are curled into the floor, shoulders over the wrists. And now very gently, we're going to look over the shoulder towards the heels. Nice and slow. And I always talk about warming up the spine, which we're doing. But again, keeping the head and neck in your awareness, turning over the shoulder, making that extra effort to look at those heels. So not forcing a twist in the neck, but just paying attention to it. So depending on when you're doing this practice, you may be a little stiff. So again, don't force anything. And you may hear, now that we're listening and paying attention, you may hear little crackles or something in the neck. So as long as there's no pain associated with it, you're fine. That's completely normal. So wherever you are, coming back into the center and crossing at the ankles, coming into an easy seated position. Excellent. So nice and tall. We're going to alternate some side leans looking up towards the ceiling. So up towards the ceiling and then exhaling back to the center. Other side, inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. Nice. Matching the breath with the flow, not rushing it. Yoga practice isn't something to be rushed. It's something to be enjoyed and immersed in. Last one, wherever you are. So however you're seated, swap the way you're crossed at the legs. Just swap it. Great. So now we're going to do some twisting. And once you get to the edge of the twist, keep the head turning, looking over the shoulder. Coming through the center, pause, twisting, and then let the head float a little bit beyond. And again, floating back to the center, taking care of each each movement, twisting the spine, twisting the neck, trying not to force any of the twists. And again, being mindful of each movement. So it's interesting because we've done this kind of warm up before, but I find it interesting. It feels a little different when you're focusing on the head and the neck. Am I right? Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. So wherever you are, coming back into the center. Great. So taking the chin and tucking it, and just very gently making some nice sweeps from shoulder to shoulder. Not rushing. And wherever you are, coming back to that center and bringing the chin up. Excellent. So I'm hoping that you watched the last video. We introduced the upward facing dog with a slight modification using a chair. So if you didn't, I'll go through it again, but we're going to include it moving forward. Okay. And again, if you need the knee pad as we make our descension down to the mat for that upward facing dog, please have it nearby. We're not down there for a long time, but we do descend down onto the ground. Okay, but let's make our way up into standing position. And we're all the way up. Terrific. So let's start with our half series, just to warm up the body a little further. So inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Elongate that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Let's do one more. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, really elongating the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping it all the way up, palms together, and bringing it down into prayer position. How are we doing? Maybe just take a moment, close the eyes briefly, just to check in with the body, see how you're feeling. And maybe as we continue to practice, think about your voice. Do you ever keep things inside of you? Are you afraid to speak your mind? Are you afraid to speak your piece? Or on the other side, do you tend to react rather than respond? So as we practice, give those things some consideration. Let's open up the eyes. So inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back, right foot, left foot into our downward facing dog. So remember, arms are strong, ears between the forearms. Does not matter where the feet are, if the heels land or not on the mat, doesn't matter. Inhale, hover into that plank position. And exhale, we're going to descend now, bending the knees, bending the elbows into our upward facing dog. So uncurl the toes, stretch the arms, just kind of look toward the ceiling, where the ceiling and the wall connect. And breathing into that upper chest, that throat area. Excellent. Take a moment here. Relax. Bring that forward, curl the toes, go back into that downward facing dog. And stepping forward with the right foot and the left foot and coming all the way up. Let's do the other side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back, left foot, right foot into that downward facing dog. Take a breath. Inhale, moving into plank. Exhale, lowering down into that downward facing dog. Uncurl the toes, pushing up. Exhale, pushing back into that downward facing dog. And stepping forward, left foot and right foot, sweeping it all the way up. Let's move on from there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to step back with the left foot this time. Left foot, and coming up into our warrior two. So making our way across the chair onto the thighs. Keeping the knee over the ankle, hands to the hips. Let's make sure we have the right separation in our legs. So if you can move beyond the toes, you have a little wiggle room for this leg to go back. Keep the knee over this ankle. Take that other foot back. Good. You feel a nice little stretch here. Excellent. Bringing the arms out. We're in our warrior two, looking over the fingers. And breathe. Keeping that front leg strong, bending that arm, leaning onto the thigh, moving into our side angle pose, looking up over the opposite shoulder. And breathe. Staying strong in the leg. I know you can do it. Coming back into the warrior two, flipping the palms, moving backward into our reverse warrior, looking up at the ceiling or toward the ceiling. Coming back into our warrior two, straighten out that front leg and heel toe the back foot in just a little. And we're going to reach over that front leg. Our chair is here, so moving into our triangle pose. So bending that front elbow. If the neck allows, looking towards our fingertips. Otherwise, you can look forward or maybe somewhere in between. So maybe not forward, maybe not up, maybe at a 45-degree angle. Just a little bit of excitement in the neck as we breathe. Coming back into our warrior two and stepping forward, palms together. Excellent. So let's do the other side. Of course, you'll see the back of me, but follow the sound of my voice. And as always, listen to your own body. So inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back with that right foot. Making our way up into our warrior two. Checking to see if we have some room. So my knee goes beyond, so I'm going to push it back over the ankle and heel toe until I feel a nice stretch here. Looking over my fingertips. Relax the shoulders. So staying strong in the leg, taking the hand to the thigh, opposite hand on the hip, and looking over the shoulder in our side angle. One more breath. Coming back into the warrior two. Stay strong in this leg. Don't let it come to the middle. Flip the palms, moving into reverse warrior. Looking upward if the head allows, or looking in between forward and up at 45 degrees. Coming back into that warrior two, straighten the legs. Heel toe the back foot in just a little bit. Reaching towards the chair, tipping toward the chair. Raising up that other arm. And again, looking towards the fingers. Or if your neck is getting tired, looking forward, or perhaps halfway in between. So you be the judge because you're living in your body. And coming back into that warrior two and stepping forward at the front. How did that feel? Ooh. Maybe give yourself a little massage here, huh? Yeah. And again, I think just focusing on the neck almost makes it feel like it might be a little sore. But in all honesty, we've done a lot of these poses before in the same combinations. But I'm hoping that the awareness brings out something from inside you and not just muscle stiffness. All right. So let's go through one more time on each side. We'll just move a little bit quicker, okay? Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back, left foot into warrior two. Take a breath. Moving into side angle. Take a breath. Sweeping the arms up, flip the palms, going right into reverse warrior. Keep the knee bent. Floating into warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Heel toe the back. Tipping into our triangle. Moving it up, warrior two, step it up. Other side, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back, other foot coming up, warrior two. Side angle. Reverse. Warrior two, let's transition to our triangle. Reach, tilt, breathe. Bring it into warrior two, step it forward. Palms together. Just bend the head gently. Close the eyes if you choose. Nice. So in coming up with this routine, I thought we would revisit our half moon pose. It's fun and it does use the head as we express the pose. So half moon pose. We're going to step back with the left foot. We're going to bend the front knee as if we were moving into our side angle. We have our chair here. Yes, yes. We're going to come up the back, bring the back leg up, and at the same time, straighten up this front leg. Up. If the neck serves you at this point, you may look over the shoulder or halfway up. I'm not going to push the top arm up. I want us to focus on this throat chakra today. And nice and easy bringing it down. And back up. Let's step it forward. And we'll do the other side. So inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the right foot. Keeping this leg bent. Moving into our side angle. Finding a chair. Pushing off. Into our half moon pose. Finding your comfort in how you turn the neck. And nice and easy bringing it down. And step it forward. How'd that feel? It feels kind of like a lot of fun when you raise up the other arm, but again, that's not the focal of today's class. All right, so we're going to make our way down to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Coming down one knee at a time. So I'm going to find my knee pad. And I'm going to find a block. You can use a thick book, a fat pillow, whatever you may have handy. I'm going to keep it tall and I'm going to keep it wide and I'm going to put it in between, just below the calves. So not on my ankles, but kind of at the bottom of my legs, my lower legs. So we're just going to do some camel with this block supporting us. And again, focusing on the spirit of the chakra and what it means to uh, speak your piece and also speak with respect and kindness. So we'll start fists together in the lower back. Inhale. Oh. So the back, it's the upper back that's bending, not the lower back, like a string is pulling you from the center of your chest. And once you feel comfortable at your max level of bend, you're going to find the block, the book, whatever you have. And emphasizing that upper chest, throat area. Breathing deeply. When you're ready, bringing one fist at a time back, relaxing the upper back. Great. So transitioning down to our seated pose, maybe bringing the feet in bound angle. And just gently dropping the head for a moment. And relaxing that upper body. Just let it hang, just let gravity do its thing, just doing the opposite of what we just did. And nice and easy rolling up one vertebra at a time and that upper portion of the torso. Great. So bringing the feet in as far as they'll go. And then we're going to extend the left leg. And we're going to move into a side lean, a side angle bend. So taking the hand on the inside of the leg, hand on the waist or on the mat, we're just going to gently lean to the side. So it's not a forward bend, it's a side bend. And looking over the opposite shoulder. Again, if the neck allows, we're doing a lot of work today. Otherwise, you can keep it forward. Just breathing as you melt into that hip. Nice and easy coming up, bringing it all back to the middle. Feet are together like you started. And taking the other one out to the side. And taking that hand right on the inside of the leg, opposite hand on the hip or on the floor, the mat behind you, and moving into a side lean. So again, it's a side lean, not a forward. So it's not how far down you go, but how well you go. Quality, not quantity. And nice and easy coming all the way up. And bringing the legs into a nice seated position. Taking the shoulders up and back and down and up and back and down. One more time. Up and back and down. So making our way down onto the floor. So holding behind the knees, one vertebra at a time, doing a little ab work. So taking the knees up at a nice 90-degree angle, hands supporting the head. We're going to extend the right leg, right elbow towards the left knee and bring it in, and then doing the opposite. So just some slow pedaling, coming up and pausing before doing the other one. So it's like a slow motion bicycle and twist. Slow motion. You know what they say, slow is better, less is more. That couldn't be truer now. And then wherever you are, coming back into the center, bringing the head down to the mat, maybe hugging the knees into the chest. Whew. Side to side, rolling. And extending the legs straight, pointing the toes, arms overhead. A nice full body stretch. Bending the knees again, arms out to the side like a letter T or a giant letter T. And just letting the knees drop to one side as we look towards the opposite. Bring back into the center. And going to the other side, dropping the knees, rotating the head. Making sure there's no discomfort in the lower back, trying to keep your shoulders on the mat. Coming back into the center and bringing the palms beside you, extending the feet long, and just closing our eyes, just resting in Shavasana before we need to move on with our lives. And thinking back to the beginning, do you always speak with kindness? Do you always speak what's on your mind and in your heart? And when you speak, do you speak well? Meaning, do you indulge in gossip, perpetuating gossip? How does your voice make a difference in the lives of others? and thinking more organically. What kind of food can you think of that's blue? Fruits or vegetables? Or what brings you joy that's blue? Maybe painting or knitting. You have a favorite flower or fish that's blue. It makes you smile. Just the blue sky, the blue sea. We take those things for granted. How blessed we are to wake up every day to see the blue sky. So if you're able to rest here for a few more minutes, please do so. But for those of you that need to move on with your day, I invite you to bend the knees slowly and carefully, make your way over to the side and up into a seated position, blinking the eyes open and bringing the palms together. I thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I bow to you with love, joy, and gratitude. Namaste. I'll see you soon.